FX forecast for the week beginning the 9th of September 2019. The Euro USD has a bearish ABCD on the monthly. As you can see, these green and red lines are inside bars on the monthly. So when I go through the time frames, I'll change them accordingly. But we see that this ABCD gets invalidated at 12643. So that's your resistance. Support here at 1071. And we can also create these, we can create a channel off the highs, and we'll see we've got a falling wedge. So this will be quite bullish if it breaks. So you're looking 117.39, 115. It depends where it gets a footing. Eventually, I guess it will break out or just continue, but it's quite bearish on the monthly. Weekly, so we might have seen this in my tweet, and I said how it's going to inevitably break out. But the thing is, the pitchfork's locked in; it's there already. So we got a descending pitchfork and a descending shift channel, which I can show you. As we probably delete them for a sec. And so what we have here on the weekly, we've got that. If we zoom down, see that's your lower support there. So that trend line from the monthly was valid. See that channel? It's almost like an equidistant channel. That there. Yeah, that's almost, yeah, it's almost spot on for the angle. So we've got a pretty spot on equidistant channel. Now these shift channel, it's a 38.2, that's your 50%, and that's a 61.8. So if we zoom in, you might be able to see. So that's your 38.2 diagonal support, held there, bounced there. Didn't quite test it on those two. Tested it last week, but we broke below, but we did close above. So look at 109.56. Pending if that breaks, we'll go to 106.44, which you can see is the 50%. It's the median line, and this is the 61.8 at 103.33. Yeah. So I'll just only do the monthly and the weeklies, because otherwise it will be a very long video. But you'll see that the levels of interest there. So 109.56, you want to keep an eye out on. I mean, it could well bounce because you see how it bounced and then two up, up. Did test it on those two. It did test it there. So it's all about that number there. Okay, the pound USD on the monthly, bearish 5.0. So it creates quite a bearish triangle. These bearish 5.0s actually, they morph into like a different pattern. You see how this could be X, A, B, C, D. So it'd come up here and then down, but we haven't completed this leg down yet. We have an interesting development there. See that low on, let's have a look at the date. Okay, it's the 1st of Jan. And see if we scroll right, we just dipped below there, but you see how we got support? This is the inside bar monthly. So we will need to see that hold 12210. That's your support, and this obviously a key support too, and it's got both. Here's a bearish 5.0. Your next resistance 12725. So zoom out. So we've got these supports there, but it's a bearish development. But when we break, and we'll come up to make a CD zigzag, where D would be about here. And we can perhaps forecast perhaps using this. So the 161.8 is 15854. So that zigzag, this fib is made from X, A, B. So it's your A, B zigzag in order to forecast your D. But this hasn't created a low yet. The zigzag hasn't been formed. So that's something to keep an eye on. There are some supports here weekly. Okay, so we've got that big diagonal, descending pitchfork, descending channel, and like the Euro USD, we had the same fib diagonals, 38.2, and that equates to 12063. So that would need to hold. As you note, you've got this horizontal support at 122.10. So it looks possible, likely will inevitably grind 12724. It's a bearish 5.0 again, but it looks slightly different on the weekly. It says your bearish triangle there. Now, assuming we escape that, that's going to be quite bullish, this line. So it's all about this low. Pending that holds, I think it probably will, because there's some like good news coming out. Now there's not going to be no deal, so potentially that'll hold. So go to the gold, bearish Max Gartley. Now this will invalidate at 1627, and then the next logical place would be this low, 1159. There's some support on the monthly here at 1364, and again some support here. There you see 1417. So I mean, it looks likely it will test this one. Break of this, then we'll see a test of this one, and then a break of that, we'll test this one. So 1287. But we'll see how we've got a bearish harmonic. We're underneath quite a strong zigzag diagonal, so it's quite strong. Go to the weekly. This is a bearish Gartley. There's that diagonal. The pitchfork is up on the weekly, and the shift channel is up on the weekly too. So there's some of these lines. So not valid on the weekly, but they're valid on the monthly. So yeah, as I say, this will invalidate on the weekly at 1629. Support here is the same. So I think what will happen, we might see a test of the 61.8 here. This is where I'll probably likely buy. So the 61.8 diagonal, and we've got 100% on that fib. Those two lines converge at 1403. Yeah, so I mean it can come down here perhaps 1381. But there's a good thing about the Zoop indicator. It tells you the fib levels. That's based on that zigzag. That's how this is calculated there. So it's a little bit like the GAN charts that you'll see, but it's all done automatically. It's really good. So you're probably looking for support here, 1379. I can't see it going above breaking when we've got stocks that are going to hit all-time high again. So 1508, 1492, 1550. So it looks bearish on the high time frames. The euro pound is bullish here. Now this is a bit of a scary chart. So if we want to measure where the D could potentially be, we'd use a fib from X, A, B, C. We're going to use that. And we see the 161.8 located 9972. So yeah, if you were bearish this, then we've got a long way till we've got hit resistance if we use that zigzag. But we see we've got a bullish sequence on the monthly. So that line here is key. 88.16. Now if we break 88.16, then we'll come down and we'll test this to 61.8. Oops. 80.94. I'll go to the weekly. Let's sort that out. So we've got the sender pitchfork, got a bearish dragon. So that equates to 87.94 support on the pitchfork. Resistance 92.37. So it's like a mixed picture. We've got a bearish sequence on the weekly, and then the sender pitchfork, which is obviously bullish. Dollar yen, bullish dragon. It's there. And then again, supports are quite far. 99.96, 101.25. Seems so far away. Okay, we've got immediate resistance here at 107.52. Another support 102.85. So yeah, we've got immediate resistance. Pending we break that, then we'll have the next resistance at 108.68. But it's a bullish dragon on the monthly. Weekly. Okay, you've got descendant pitchfork, very large. There's those supports on the monthly. We've got a bullish sequence again. The pitchfork's quite bearish. And so we see 107.84 resistance, 109.50, and support 102.003. So yeah, it needs to break this, but we'll see how we broke, and it fell. Another attempt, and then it fell. So maybe 3 times the charm. But yeah, it's quite strong. That resistance line on the pitchfork. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So yeah, probably track down, possible support, bounce. So the shift channel is made by the halfway point of the high and the low. So it acts like a good guide. 102.00, that's where it's forecast and support, and then possibly another bounce. But as I say, it's tested these numerous times now. So go to the dollar CAD, bullish ABCD, create a channel, and create a channel. So it's ascending channel there. Yeah, bullish ABCD, weekly. There's that channel again. Now we've got an ascending pitchfork, a bullish sequence, Gartley, and ascending shift channel. So this is going to be good support, 130.68, resistance 138.50, and then go to the Australian dollar, and it's bullish. It's a bullish shark, so we've got the monthly there, and the weekly is bullish too. So A, B, C, D. D would be your buy. Now what's interesting with the Australian dollar, 6826. Now we closed above that, so that's your X, that's like a key support. So that would be a buy above that. We closed above. We really wanted to break that. Now this is your level if you're trading this. Ideally you want it below if you're short. If it holds above this, it's going to be quite bullish because we've got the sequence here, and then we've got resistance at 70.78. It's quite a long way away if you're short. So be careful. There's your level there. Kiwi, it's bullish dragon. Bullish dragon is essentially a diagonal break. Let's get rid of that one. Here, see how it conforms to that line. So it's like X, A, B, C, D, and buy. So you've got your resistance here at 67.43, and we've got some support. Wow, I think it just got that support there. Yeah, about there. Well, we are actually teetering on 64.29, so it needs that, or we'll to come down and test this again, and it's got that support just as well. So it's a very close close on Friday, but as I said, it's bullish on the monthly. We'll look at the weekly. So bearish 5.0. So there's your sequence there. And what it does, it creates a bearish channel, descending pitchfork, a descending shift channel. And as I said, it's just got that support. So it's all about that support there at 64.27. It's a bit of a close one. Just a quick Bitcoin chart. So we broke this diagonal. We've got a bullish dragon there too. I zoom out. We see we've got some. Should probably argue with maybe there's like a support here. There we go. So we've broken that. We had a lower high, lower low, and we broke. So keep an eye on 10274. And then we've got oil here. So your levels there on perhaps the hourly, 56.54, resistance 56.95, and support is 56.37. It's a bullish sequence, and we're going to send a pitchfork, but a descending shift channel. So that's that the level there is of interest. So 56.54, and we closed quite nicely above. So that would be a good level to trade off of. Fairly long video. I'm going to wrap it up now. Thanks for sticking by, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.